Welcome to the Local Roads Improvement Program and the enhanced LRIP web application. This video will walk you through the process of submitting a reimbursement request in LRIP Web. As a reminder, to access LRIP Web, all users will now log in via the new web-based Transportation Assistance System known as TAS. TAS provides authorized local government officials access to data pertaining to their transportation aids and improvement program funding distributed by WSDOT. For more information on how to log into TAS, please refer to the Introduction to LRIP Web and View My Work Queue video for instructions and for an overview of how to navigate within LRIP Web. Once logged into TAS, users can select the Launch LRIP Web Application button to submit project applications and reimbursement requests to WSDOT or view their project data. Before we walk through the reimbursement request process in LRIP Web, let's take a few moments to assemble your project documents to make sure you have what you need. In the next step, you'll scan and save your documents to a folder on your computer so you can easily access and upload the documents during the submittal process. To qualify for reimbursement, all improvement projects must include the following documents in accordance with the LRIP program guidelines and requirements. First, ensure you have the advertisement for bid that includes a copy of the published ad and an affidavit showing the publication dates. State statutes require that the dates confirm the ad was posted over 2 consecutive weeks. You will also need the board meeting minutes or bid award/rejection notices. The board meeting minutes must include the meeting date and bid results, along with the awarded contractor and award amount. Finally, assemble copies of your contractor payment documentation. These documents must include the contractor invoice that shows the final payment amount for the LRIP portion of the project, and a copy of the final payment check or check stub or payment voucher. Depending on your project, additional documentation may be required. For example, an engineer's certification is required for all projects that have total eligible costs greater than $65,000. This document must include the project name, the signature and stamp of a registered professional engineer, and statements confirming that the design, plans, and specifications were assembled with a minimum 10-year useful life, and that the design and construction meet current WSDOT specifications. You may also need an exception to standards if your project did not meet improvement standards, a copy of the approved bicycle and pedestrian facilities resolution for a reconstruction project that included new facilities, and environmental documentation if your project required special environmental permits. Please check with your County Highway Commissioner if you have questions regarding the specific documentation required for your project reimbursement. After your documents are in order, scan and save them to a folder on your computer. For uploading purposes, keep your file names short and simple, and use only alphanumeric characters. If you are combining several documents under a single file, limit the size of the file to no more than 20 pages in length. You are now ready to start the reimbursement request process. From the LRIP Web homepage, select the Request Reimbursement button to begin. To select your project, review the project information provided and choose the appropriate link under the Project Number column. To continue, an alert question will prompt you to confirm that your project is complete and that all contractors have been paid in full. Select Yes to confirm or select No to return to the home page. After selecting Yes, LRIP Web generates the reimbursement request and identifies the project's details, including the program type, county, and recipient, along with the fiscal year and local government official contact information provided under Step 1. If any of the contact information is incorrect, use the link provided here to access the Wisconsin Department of Revenue's email address and request an update. In addition, when starting the request process, LRIP Web assigns a sequential request number that you can use to access your request at a later time. The Save and Next button is used to save your entries under each step or to simply move ahead to the next available step in the process. The gray shaded area under Step 2, or the Improvement tab, identifies the initial proposed improvement information as shown on the project's State Municipal Agreement, or SMA. Review the information and confirm if your project meets the improvement standards. At the end of this step and all subsequent steps, you can use the Project-Related Comments field to enter any project comments you want to include with your request. You can also use this field for correspondence purposes between you and your County Highway Commissioner or LRIP program staff. Keep in mind that all comments will be included as public record. Select Save and Next to continue. Under Step 3, select the En Route 1 link to retrieve the proposed project location and proposed improvement information from the SMA. Use the fields provided in this step to enter the final improvements and to identify any changes that may have occurred between project approval and project completion. If the final improvement differs in any way from the initially proposed improvement, you must provide a brief explanation how and why the improvement differs. At this point, if your project contains multiple project locations, you will repeat this process for each additional location. When you are done, continue to Step 4 to enter the final costs for your project. The Funding tab includes the initial estimated costs and the original approved LRIP reimbursement amount for your project. To submit your final project costs, start by entering all eligible improvement costs that apply. Use a decimal point if entering both dollars and cents. In addition, enter ineligible costs for the project if applicable. For hot mix asphalt-only projects, both eligible and ineligible final project costs are required. The ineligible cost should include all project costs other than the purchase of the hot mix asphalt, including the labor costs. After clicking or tabbing outside of an amount field, LRIP Web will automatically calculate the final total eligible costs and the final total improvement costs for the project. Continue by entering the final approved LRIP reimbursement amount in the field provided. This amount must be equal to or less than 50% of the final total eligible costs and cannot exceed the original approved reimbursement amount. If the final reimbursement amount is less than the original approved amount, LRIP Web automatically calculates the difference and displays the remaining balance in the Savings or Carryover Balance field. Savings of less than $3,000 are automatically carried over to the next biennium program cycle for redistribution. However, savings of $3,000 or more can be transferred to another approved project, and $5,000 or more in savings can be used to set up a new project. Refer to the LRIP program guidelines and requirements posted on the LRIP webpage for detailed information on how to use project savings. Next, to complete Step 4, you will enter the contractor information for the project. LRIP Web displays one or more contractor boxes depending on the type of costs associated with the project, and pre-populates the contractor type field accordingly. For hot mix asphalt-only projects, the construction box is used to enter information pertaining to the ineligible costs for the project. To locate a contractor, enter the first 3 letters of a contractor's name in the field provided. LRIP Web will retrieve a list of contractors that is updated by LRIP program staff on a regular basis. For example, if you enter GEO, LRIP Web will automatically generate a list of contractor names that either start with or include those letters. Entering more letters of the contractor's name will narrow the list of names for easier selection. Or simply enter a known portion of the name. For example, enter EXCA to retrieve a list of all contractors that include excavating in their name. Scroll through the list and select the appropriate name. If you are unable to find a contractor, email the LRIP contract specialist for assistance. Next, refer to the board meeting minutes and enter the approved award amount for the contractor in the field provided. As shown, the total paid amount field is pre-populated based on the final eligible costs entered. However, the total can be changed when the paid amount must be split between 2 or more contractors. To enter more than one contractor per contractor type, select the Add Additional Contractor button to repeat this process for each contractor. Keep in mind that the total paid amount fields must equal the final total eligible project costs, and that the remaining amount shown here should be 0 if the final project costs and the total paid amounts are entered correctly. To enter the award and final payment dates, either key in the appropriate month, day, and year, or use the calendar provided when a date field is selected. You can now move on to Step 5 to upload your project documents. All required documents are identified by this icon under the Upload Documents section. As we reviewed earlier, specific documents like the advertisement for bid must be attached to your request to qualify for reimbursement. To upload a file, check the box next to the document you are attaching and select the Browse button to access your project folder on your computer and select the document you scanned and saved earlier. If you saved several documents under a single file, check all applicable boxes and upload the documents as one attachment. Keep in mind that larger-sized files may take longer to upload. After selecting the file, the Upload File button will appear for you to attach the document. Your uploaded files are displayed under the Attachments section of the screen. Use the File Name links to view your attached files, or you can delete a file if it was uploaded in error. After all required documents are uploaded, the Save and Next button will be enabled for you to move to Step 6. For the last step in the reimbursement process, read the statement provided and, if appropriate, check the box to confirm that your project was completed in accordance with all applicable laws, standards, and the terms and conditions governing the LRIP program. Your name and title as the preparer of the reimbursement request are pre-populated and constitute an electronic signature. Finally, select the Submit to CHC button to send your request to your County Highway Commissioner for review. Congratulations! You have successfully submitted your reimbursement request. You can view your request anytime by visiting the LRIP web homepage and selecting the Search Applications/Projects button. From the Search function, select the Reimbursement Request search type and enter the project number or other known criteria such as your county and municipality to locate your request and identify its current status. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. Please look for other LRIP videos available on the LRIP webpage.